Welcome to the first 30 days after stroke. What I wish I'd known. Embarking on the journey of stroke recovery can feel overwhelming. A landscape riddled with uncertainty and unexpected challenges. This ebook distills honest, practical lessons from the chaotic first month, offering insights and guidance for survivors, caregivers, and healthcare professionals alike. We aim to illuminate the path forward, providing a beacon of hope and understanding during this critical period. A stroke plunges individuals and families into profound shock and disorientation. It's a sudden, life-altering event with little preparation time. The immediate aftermath involves medical interventions, unfamiliar hospital environments, and overwhelming information. Understanding this initial phase is crucial for both survivors and supporters. What's needed most is empathy, patience, urgent care, gentle reassurance, and clear communication. Pro tip: designate a primary contact person for medical updates and keep a notebook for questions and answers. The hospital becomes the primary setting for the first critical days and weeks. A multidisciplinary team conducts assessments to understand the stroke's impact and formulate a rehabilitation plan. 3 key areas include diagnostic imaging with CT and MRI scans to determine stroke type and location, neurological evaluations with regular assessments tracking changes in motor skills, speech, and cognition, and rehabilitation planning with early discussions about individualized recovery goals. Decisions about transfer to specialized stroke units or rehabilitation facilities are often made swiftly. Don't hesitate to ask for explanations in simpler terms and advocate for the patient. Rehabilitation often begins within days of a stroke, even during acute care. These initial sessions, though brief, are foundational for recovery. Physical, occupational, and speech therapists assess functional limitations and introduce early interventions. Survivors begin confronting physical and cognitive changes, and small victories like regaining movement or uttering a clear word become monumental achievements that fuel motivation. Focus areas include mobility training, with exercises to improve balance and coordination, daily activities covering skills like dressing, eating, and personal hygiene, and communication skills, addressing speech difficulties and swallowing problems. Encourage even the smallest efforts and emphasize consistency for neural plasticity and recovery. The first month post-stroke is an intense emotional landscape. Survivors often experience profound loss and grief for pre-stroke abilities, coupled with immense frustration at limitations. These feelings are normal and must be acknowledged rather than suppressed. Caregivers and family members also grapple with emotions ranging from fear and anxiety to exhaustion. Open communication and access to support systems are vital for managing this emotional burden. Glimmers of hope emerge with each small step forward, fostering resilience. The emotional aspects include grief in mourning lost functions and independence, frustration in struggling with new limitations, anxiety about worries for the future and recovery, hope in believing in the possibility of recovery, and support in finding solace in shared experiences. Seek professional counseling or join a stroke support group to normalize feelings and provide coping strategies. Beyond active rehabilitation, the foundational elements of diet, medication management, and adequate rest are paramount in the first month post-stroke. Proper nutrition supports healing and energy levels, while adherence to prescribed medications helps prevent secondary strokes and manages symptoms. Rest, often underestimated, is vital for the brain's recovery process. The brain needs time to heal and reorganize itself, and sufficient sleep facilitates this critical process. Establish healthy routines around these 3 pillars for optimal recovery. A nourishing diet focusing on whole foods, fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins, medication adherence by strictly following prescription schedules and dosages, and adequate rest by prioritizing sleep and allowing for naps as needed. Set up a clear medication schedule using pill organizers or alarms, and consult a dietitian for personalized meal plans. Stroke can severely impact communication abilities, leading to conditions like aphasia, difficulty with language, or dysarthria, slurred speech. This can be incredibly frustrating for survivors and challenging for caregivers, making finding new ways to communicate a primary focus. Beyond verbal communication, adapting to new physical and cognitive realities is part of the daily struggle, including learning to use assistive devices, modifying the home environment, and developing strategies to cope with cognitive impairments. Patience and creative problem-solving are invaluable. Statistics show approximately 60% of stroke survivors experience aphasia, 40% observe significant cognitive changes, and 80% experience some degree of physical weakness. Use communication boards, gestures, or apps if verbal communication is difficult, and speak slowly and clearly while giving the survivor ample time to respond. No one recovers from a stroke alone, and the first 30 days underscore the critical need for a robust support system. This includes family, friends, healthcare professionals, and support groups. Caregivers often bear a significant burden and require their own network of support. Having people to lean on, both practically and emotionally, makes an immense difference in the recovery trajectory. Shared responsibilities, emotional outlet, and professional guidance combine to create an environment conducive to healing and progress. Key components include family involvement with active participation in care and decision-making, professional guidance by leveraging expertise from doctors, nurses, and therapists, and community networks by connecting with other survivors and caregivers for shared understanding. Caregivers must also prioritize their own well-being by delegating tasks, seeking respite, and acknowledging their own emotional needs. The stroke recovery journey is a marathon, not a sprint. And in the first 30 days, it's vital to celebrate every small victory, no matter how minor it may seem. These incremental successes build confidence and reinforce the belief in continued progress. Setting realistic expectations is important, as recovery is often non-linear with plateaus and setbacks. Understanding that progress takes time and that each individual's journey is unique can help manage frustration and maintain motivation over the long term. 3 principles to follow. Acknowledge progress by recognizing and verbalizing every improvement, no matter how small. Focus on function by emphasizing regaining practical abilities over perfect restoration, and embrace individuality by understanding that recovery timelines vary greatly from person to person. Keep a recovery journal to track progress, note challenges, and reflect on positive moments as a powerful tool for perspective. The first 30 days after a stroke are intense and transformative, laying the groundwork for the ongoing recovery journey. While this period is critical, it is merely the beginning of a new chapter. The lessons learned and habits formed during this time will serve as a foundation for continued healing and adaptation. Embrace the future with resilience and determination. Stroke recovery is a continuous process of learning, adapting, and discovering new strengths. With persistent effort, a strong support network, and realistic optimism, life after stroke can be rich, fulfilling, and profoundly meaningful. As the saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The first 30 days are those crucial first steps. Continuously engage with the rehabilitation team and explore community resources, as lifelong learning and adaptation are key to optimizing recovery.